Before we jump into the episode today, I want to share something with you from my heart. First of all, thank you so much for listening to the podcast. I really can't tell you how much your support means to me. We've been doing the podcast now for almost 4 years. I can't even believe it. And I'm so grateful for each and every single one of you that listens, shares an episode with your friends, sends me a DM or a text message letting me know how an episode resonated with you or any aha moments. Seriously, I couldn't be more grateful to be able to create this podcast. It has been such a blessing in my life, and I love hearing the ways it's been able to provide value in yours as well. One thing you might not know is how much work it takes to be consistent with a podcast. In fact, did you know that the majority of podcasts don't make it past episode number 10? And we are well beyond that. And it's just a lot thinking of the episodes, recording them, editing them, managing the guests, making sure that everything runs smoothly and gets uploaded consistently and regularly. And so that's why I have created an amazing opportunity for you to support the podcast monetarily. And in exchange for that, you will get exclusive premium subscriber content. So for as little as $3 a month, you can become a premium subscriber of the podcast. And every month I will upload new voice-guided workouts and breathwork meditation audio for you. So that way you can work out with me, coaching you in your ears. You can also take a moment to reduce your stress and relax and come down and ground down with one of my breathwork audios. So if that is on your heart to support the podcast for as little as $3 a month to become a premium podcast subscriber, I can't tell you how much that means to me and the growth of this podcast. I appreciate you. If you're interested, click the link in the description, become a premium podcast subscriber, new content every month, and while supplies last, I'll send you an exclusive podcast coffee mug so you can have your self-love and sweat coffee every morning. I appreciate you. Now let's get into the show. Welcome to Self-Love and Sweat, the podcast, the place where you'll get inspired to live your life unapologetically, embrace your perfect imperfections, break down barriers, and do what sets your soul on fire. I'm your host, Lunden Souza. Hey friend, it's me, Lunden Souza, online lifestyle transformation coach. I help people all over the world just like you who know they are meant for more, get their mind right and their body tight, and go from crazy busy to crazy happy. And hey, if it's our first time meeting, welcome. So happy to have you. And if you've been with us for a while, it's so great that you're here too. I'm really excited to share this episode of the Self-Love and Sweat podcast with you. Hey, I wanted to quickly tell you something about this podcast episode. So it's a part of the University of Unlearning 25-day free challenge to reframe your thinking, reclaim the power of your words, and reboot your workout routine. So this is part of that 25-day challenge that was actually videos. So this is the audio extraction and you're listening to it here. So I'm telling you this not only because it's an amazing challenge and you should totally pick it up. You can find the link in the show notes, but because I might at times be referring to something that you would only be able to see in the video if you were watching the video. So I just wanted to let you know that that's where this is from, and you should totally pick up this free challenge and you'll be able to see some of the things that I might be referring to on the screen there. So nonetheless, enjoy this episode and you are amazing. Hey, I want to tell you quickly about 2 ways that you can get connected beyond the podcast to up-level your health, your life, your fitness, reach your goals, but also support the podcast as well. So the first option is our Self-Love and Sweat monthly members-only meetup. We meet up on the last Saturday of the month on Zoom for 90 minutes to cover some important topics, to answer your questions, and then to also do a workout together. It's a great way to have that support, have that accountability, get supercharged, and get reminded that there are other people all over the world on this journey of self-love and sweat, and you don't have to do it alone. You can join your first month for only $1 using code SELFLOVE1 at checkout, and then it's $27 a month after that. So you go to lifelikeLondon.com/monthly, use the code SELFLOVE1 at checkout to try us out, test it out for only $1 for your first month, and then you can be on board to listen to the podcast, join up on the meetups, and just really feel like you're connected and thriving on this journey to reach your goals. The second option is our Strong at Home for Women 8-week dumbbell-only workout plan. We have women all over the world getting stronger from the inside out right at home, right? So we're ready to take action to get stronger despite the circumstances of the world. And we know that we're not about to do that alone. So embark on this 8-week journey with us. You can go to lifelikeLondon.com/strong at home. You can pick up your 8-week plan. And the exciting thing is that every 8 weeks, we open it up, myself and my co-coach, for VIP all access coaching with us. So not only do you get the plan, but you get Zoom fireside chats with us. You get an exclusive way to chat with us anytime so you can ask your questions, share your progress. And we're always continuing to stay connected and motivate and inspire each other on our journey to get stronger, no matter what that means for us. So if you know that you're meant for more, you're ready to get stronger from the inside out, and you're just like, yes, I need a plan and some structure, something to tell me what to do. I know I'm ready, but I need that coaching. I can't do it alone. We are here for you. You can go to lifelikeLondon.com/strong at home, pick up the plan, figure out when our next VIP all access registration is opening so you can get that support and guidance. And the third thing, I said there was 2, but the third thing is you can do both. You can join us for those monthly meetups. You can be there for the 8-week program. You know, this coaching and this support is here for you. We want to get you real results that last so you never have to start over again. And so you guys are awesome. Enjoy this episode. Get connected. Self-love and sweat, friends. All right, here we are back at the University of Unlearning. I am especially excited about our guest today, Jana Short, aka Mom, aka one of my mentors, coaches, an amazing influencer, both in my life and in thousands of other people and women's lives all over the world. And I'm so excited to have you here today. We are busting the myth that I am too old to take control of my health and go after my dreams. And Jana, you're not by any means old. That's not what we mean by this topic, but you have definitely proven that it doesn't matter where your health is and how old you are. There's really possibility and opportunity to totally crush it and live your dream life. So excited to have you here today. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Welcome, Jana Short.
Hi, well, I'm Jana Short. I'm a mindset coach and an author. Let's just see, what else do I do? My podcast. I have a lot going on, and it all started after I turned 50. So you're not too old to do anything. And here I am, right on the verge of turning 60, just a few months away. And I'm getting ready to go back to school to become a hypnotherapist. So it's just never too late to start new things.
Let's talk a little bit about where you were with your health and wellness. This part of Jana's story is just, it gives me the chills, the goosebumps, all the feels every time I hear it. And talk a little bit about that and really that turning point for you where you were just like, hey, you know what? It's now or never. It's now or never.
Perfect. So, what I do for a living back then was I was an interior designer, and I was a pretty big name interior designer in Los Angeles. I had a lot of clientele, a waiting list, and I wasn't taking very good care of myself, right? I was just doing what everyone else does. I was putting my job first, my family second, my religion somewhere down there, right? My spiritual side, everything was taking backseat to whatever was driving me forward, which was my business. And I got very sick. And it wasn't like I got a diagnosis of cancer or anything. I actually had a little teeny surgery that they made a boo-boo and damaged my vagus nerve, which paralyzed my stomach. So I was walking around for almost a year, very sick, not knowing what was going on and looking very pregnant because nothing exits your stomach. And people would come up and say, congratulations on the new baby. And I'm like, well, thank you. I'm 50. So thank you for thinking I could have a baby, but I'm not pregnant. And I couldn't figure out why I kept gaining this weight. And finally, I found myself in the ER with a mass in my stomach because nothing exited. And so your stomach, by the way, is pretty miraculous. It'll just keep expanding and expanding and expanding to fit it, right? So I looked like I was 9 months pregnant. But I ended up having to have a surgery because of that. And the surgery removed my stomach. So I was supposed to be fed through a PICC line. And what they feed you is something synthetic. It's called TPN. And my body rejected it. So what happened was my organs started shutting down. And so after 8 weeks in the hospital, I was sent home with no hope whatsoever of survival, told my organs would eventually just keep slowing down, shutting down. And I came home to die because I didn't want to be in the hospital anymore. I went in not sick. I went in for a little corrective surgery, and now I'm going home to die. But I had a beautiful brand new grandson. He was our 5th grandson at the time. He was 9 weeks. I was at his birth, went in for surgery, and now I'm coming home dying. And I remember holding him. And I will tell you that at that moment, I realized all the wealth in the world isn't at all success. I would have given anything to create a memory with him. I knew because he was only 9 weeks old, he was not going to have a memory of me. He wouldn't know how much I loved him, what I smelled like when I gave him his Nana hugs. He would not know anything. And I became just so into creating this moment that it propelled me forward. I stopped thinking about I was dying because I knew I was dying. They told me I was dying. I had no reason to believe otherwise. I was just looking to make another moment, right? How do I create a moment? And I got online and I typed in the words, desperate for health answers. And all of this magical stuff came up. So where in the world can you sit in your deathbed, type in these words into this little computer box and extend your reach globally to find the right person or the right answers? I did find some great answers. I found something called holistic medicine, which blew me away because I'm 50, at this time I'm 51, and I'm thinking, how have I lived all this time and knew nothing about it? It must be something brand new, right? They're marketing something brand new. And it wasn't. And I felt really embarrassed because I'm very well educated. My husband is a doctor. He's a veterinarian. My ex is an internist. All I knew was pharmaceuticals. I had no idea what being holistic meant or why it was so important. But it had hope when I read that. When I started reading more about it, I saw hope. And the more I educated myself, the more I wanted to share that message of hope. And because of me wanting to get out and share that message of hope, I built a now it's turning 7-figure business in I've been doing it for 8 years, but I really got focused on my mission, my message. And so the last 2 years, it just exploded because there are other people like me, maybe not with just missing a stomach, but missing something in their life. And they're looking for those messages of hope. So one of the things I share with people all the time is share your story, share it, yell it, scream it, get it out there, because the story you're holding inside of you might be the message somebody else is waiting to hear to move forward in that journey of hope for them. But this is what I started doing. And now I am a mindset coach. I am a world-renowned mindset coach. I have just been on the cover of Los Angeles Entrepreneur magazine. They named me one of the top influencers and top mindset coaches for 2020. And that all came out of me wanting to create a memory. And here's the most important thing. My business isn't what drives me anymore. Creating those beautiful memories with people. That's what drives me. Making those connections, those heartbeats to other people. That's what drives me. My spirituality, that's what drives me. And because of that, my business boomed.
Yes. When you really focus on yourself, focus on your family, focus on what's important in your life, then yeah, the business follows, the success there follows. And what would you say to somebody watching or listening who really feels like, oh, I'm too old to get a start here or to jump into this goal or to this dream? Was there ever that little voice inside of you that you had to be like, shh, shut up? Like, I know that you moved past it. Did you ever have that there? And if you did or did not, what was that like? And what would you tell someone listening who's maybe, got that little story on repeat in their brain today?
So I'm just like everyone else. I have that little monkey voice in my head sometimes that pulls me back or wants to point out everything that could go possibly wrong and forgets all about the things that could possibly go right. Because when we start over, it's kind of unknown, right? And so, yeah, I absolutely do recognize that voice and shut it down because I know what I'm capable of. And I know that if I'm following my passion and I'm leaning into what feels right for me, there's always a way for it. And so if you have that monkey voice in your head, I would definitely tell you, answer it. Tell it, shut up, get out of my way because I'm doing this. And I know all of those things can go wrong. I know they can. And I'm looking forward to it actually, because every time something goes wrong for me, it has been the most incredible feedback. I mean, I could say I almost died. I lost an entire year of my life, but no, I gained a mission. I gained a voice. I gained an intuitive look into what my future could possibly be. So I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Yes, I love that. I love it. And for those of you that listen to my podcast, perhaps I did an episode about being bold and doing what you got to do. And in that episode, I talked about how I was on this mission to go meet Jana and a few other people that were at this retreat where I was just like, it was just a matter of knowing, oh my gosh, I need to be around that. There's a light that's shining. There's a story. There's a message there that I want to absorb, that I want to learn more about. And so, as you can see, after listening to Jana talk and this conversation, why I was so drawn to, jump on a bus and go on an Uber, extravaganza, figure out where this retreat was happening so that we could meet up, so that we can connect, so that we could, collaborate and be in tribe and be in community, really what it's all about there. And so I'm just so thankful for the work that you've done in your life because it's allowed you to do the work that you're now doing in other people's lives. And I've been directly impacted and I see the work and the impact that you're making on a regular basis. And it's so motivating and it's so inspiring. But also knowing you, it's so real and it's so authentic and it comes from such a beautiful place that, having you as a mentor and as a friend and as a coach, and then working with you to help on camera stuff and with photo shoots and all that kind of thing. It's just been such a great experience to learn and grow and explore my personal and professional development alongside you in so many different facets. And so how can people get connected with you? Where can they find you on social media, website? Tell us about your podcast so that people can get more from you.
Well, my podcast is called Oh My Health, There Is Hope. And it's literally that. It's people coming on, sharing their powerful stories of hope and messages. So you can find that on iTunes at Oh My Health, There Is Hope. You can find my personal website at janashort.com. But I also have a magazine because it's important for me to keep educating the world, right? And I know that I have a very small area of genius, so I grab other geniuses to write and educate you. And so we have a book or a magazine called Best Holistic Life. So you can go to Best Holistic Life and get a free copy of that. It's digital and you can get paperback. But you can, again, janashort.com. And there's always free gifts in there. So check out the free gifts. So if you want to learn how to share your story online, there is a free video series that you can grab there.
Yes. Thank you, Jana. And I'll include all those links wherever you're watching this, whether you're watching the video, the links will be down below, or if you're tuning in and listening on the podcast, the links will be in the show notes there. Thank you so much, Jana. It's been such a pleasure chatting with you and you guys. Myth busted. It's never too late. You're never too old to. It's just a matter of perspective and goal setting and teaming up and getting coaching and tribing up and just being committed to the process and understanding that you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen when you embark in something new. None of us do. Myself, Jana, none of us. But when you're committed to your ability to figure it out, you have those people in your corner that even when you feel like you're going 9 rounds with Mike Tyson and pushing pushing the limits, they're there in your corner to be like, okay, you got this. We're right there with you. Here's a little bit of a better strategy. Here's how we can help you. And here's how you can help you. So yeah, it's just been super great talking with you here today, Jana. Thank you guys for being so active and so in tune with the University of Unlearning that we have here coming in December. And see you guys next time. Bye, Jana.
Hi.
See ya. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Self-Love and Sweat, the podcast. Hey, do me a favor. Wherever you're listening to this podcast, give us a review. This really helps a lot. And share this with a friend. I'm only one person, and with your help, we can really spread the message of self-love and sweat and change more lives all around the world. I'm Lunden Souza, reminding you that you deserve a life full of passion, presence, and purpose, fueled by self-love and sweat.